Hey, this is another episode of my yet to be titled series of talks about photography. I'm starting to get a handle on which direction I'm going to go with this. I think I'm just going to use it to talk about recent pictures and kind of augment my blog post. Because in the blog post, I don't have time to write about every single picture and my technique, and this gives me a little more time to discuss things and show you some of my failure pictures, as well as explain why I like a certain picture or what I was going for in a more conversational way than I could do with writing a blog post. So anyhow, this video corresponds to the blog post that will be linked to in the bottom in the in the description section of this video. Goes with the blog post about pictures of my kids. Anyways, these are pictures of my kids that I've taken in the last month. I do a ton of pictures of my kids because it's fun. I like taking pictures of kids, and they're great to look back on for whatever the obvious reasons. Anyways, one of my biggest pet peeves though is when people see my pictures is the the usual comment of like, oh, you got great pictures, you must have a good camera, which is partially true. You can't get a lot of these pictures without having a camera that can focus quickly. But in most of this, the magic of these pictures comes from being in the right place, timing the picture right, and knowing how to react to the kids. So let me just go through and show you a little bit of that process. And granted, these not like portfolio-worthy pictures. These are just standard pictures that I take when I'm out and about with my kids and the camera, all from like the month of October. I think these were all taken October 2015. So start this one. Here's a picture of my son Holden. He's riding his Strider bike. This is the tiny bit of fall color that we have in California. Kind of easy picture it looks like, but the tricky thing about this is he's moving really fast, and you got to position yourself for a picture like this. It looks like kind of a real quick shot with a nice lens, but to get this, I had to plan ahead. The kids were riding their bikes around this track, and I knew where I wanted to get a picture of Holden was this with this background here, because most of the track had kind of a bad background for pictures, so there's only one spot. So you kind of had to plan ahead and just get to the right spot so that when he went by, I would be there and able to get the picture, and then use servo mode on my camera, and that made it easy. But the hard part was just being in the right place, because anyone who's got kids knows you aren't going to be able to direct them, because you can tell he looks pretty happy here, and if I was bossing him around and telling him to ride in the same spot to get this picture, it never would have come out. The trick is to just anticipate where he's going to be and then get the picture. So let's see another one. Here's one of my daughter Ella. I like this picture because she drew this heart on the cement just on her own, and then she also has me wearing a heart t-shirt, and the colors match. And then what I like, she's wearing hearts, but she's got this like mad look on her face. I don't know what she was crabby about here, but this is kind of the Ella Heartbreaker picture. And another point about kid pictures, one of the things people don't realize, especially when you're taking color pictures, is you're taking pictures of people's clothes. And when you got kids, they're going to wear, a lot of times my kids, they'll put up a giant fuss and they end up wearing like whatever they want to wear, which usually doesn't match and looks terrible. And if you're trying to go and get like a great photo of your kids, if they're wearing goofy looking clothes, you're not going to get the greatest pictures unless somehow you figure out a way to make their clothes choices complement the picture. And that's kind of what happened here. Ella picked this outfit, and it's not bad, but it's like one of those ones where if I were to choose, I would have picked something more photogenic. But in this situation, it worked because I got the colors to work and just a minimal background, and then facial expression kind of capped it off. So I really like this picture, and I'm glad that it ended up glad that she wore her clothes that she did wear that day. Let's see. Here's another one of Ella, same day. This is another example of positioning yourself in the right spot to get the pictures. We were at the park This is taken about 20 minutes after that heart picture, and this tree swings up in the hills above the park, and we hiked up to it. And I only brought my 85 millimeter lens that day because I didn't want to carry my whole camera backpack and a bunch of clunky stuff. So I just had the one lens, and I wanted to get a picture of Ella up by the swing, kind of like an atmospheric shot. So we were going up the hill towards it, and I knew the good shot was going to be down below the hill looking up. So I kind of just lagged behind her going up the hill, planning on getting a picture like this. And I just kept bringing the camera up to my eye and checking the composition with the 85 till I got basically a spot where the tree was in the right spot and the swing was going to be in a good spot. And I just waited for Ella to get up to the swing. And another complicating factor of this picture, these dead weeds sticking up here. I had to wait till Ella was right between the weeds. So it's one of those things where you think ahead. I kind of looked and saw that was going to be a problem. I also looked at the light was going to be a problem because if she steps a little more to the right or left, she's in shadow. So there's really only this one little wedge of space here where this picture would have worked. And I got lucky in that she kind of looked back at me and was kind of, again, with the crabby face because she was mad that I wasn't right behind her. Well, one more level of difficulty of this picture, I also had Holden on my shoulders and we were walking up like a 45-degree bank slope. So not easy to get the kid pictures, but you can get them when you plan ahead. And it doesn't take like massive planning. It's just like thinking a little bit like, where is your subject going to be and how do I want this to look? And just positioning yourself so when the second happens where they turn around and they're standing in the right light, the right pose, it's all there ready for the picture to be taken. So that's another example. Let me see, one more example of positioning myself right here. This is another weird picture of Holden on his bike, and we're out by Pittsburgh where there's this big power station next to the river delta here in San Francisco Bay. And I want to get a picture of Holden with the towers or the smokestacks in the background and also some more people in the background so you get like a sense of scale of the scene. But of course he's on his bike and he's not going to sit still for something like this. So he sets a plan on where he's going to be, and he was zooming up and down on the sidewalk, and I know he'll ride out like 50 yards, and then he doesn't want to get too far from me, so he'll come back. So I just kind of positioned myself so I knew the composition would be good when he eventually came back, and sure enough, he went down the sidewalk, and he came back, and I was in the right spot with having the power station off on the left and this guy standing on his cell phone off to the right. And both was like totally planned to be in the composition like that. I just had to sit there and wait like all of like 45 seconds for it to come together. And again, it's one of those things where you got to predict their movement because if I ask my kids to pose for a picture, I'm just going to get them ducking their heads and generally not being cooperative. So they can do this, take pictures this way with predicting them, and get a good shot, and everyone's still happy and not rooting the afternoon trying to take pictures. Let's see, quickly flip through some of these. Here's another picture of the two of them out by Pittsburgh, kind of snapshotty quality. It would show you I like to always keep these industrial looking things in my pictures, like this no trespassing Pittsburgh Marina sign and this old fence. I like the way those kind of things contrast with the kids. It's shows where we are too, that we're out in kind of one of these industrial areas and goofing around like kids do. And well, here's some of the tree swing. It's kind of our one of our favorite places to go. Like sometimes I bring my camera up here and sometimes I don't. But yeah, we have a lot of fun at this tree swing. It's awesome photo fodder because we got the Mount Diablo in the background, or Mount Diablo depending on how you want to pronounce it. And it's got this up in this great oak tree, so we're kind of spoiled that way for photo compositions in my neck of the woods. It also works better sometimes when we get better light, but this is the middle of the afternoon, so this is about as good a picture as you're going to get on a flat, sort of gray, high overcast day. And here's a picture I used for my blog post. This is Ella and Holden up in Mount Diablo on an old oak tree. And again, this is kind of one of those situations where you predict where the kids are going to go or set them up in a position. I could say this is more setting them up in a position where you know they're going to have fun playing, but it's also going to make good photo background. Like I saw these two different oak trees that probably like been dead for like 50 or 100 years laying on the ground, and they're just off the trail, and Ella wanted to go climb on them. I'm like, sure, I'll go up there because I knew it was going to be a good picture, and kind of cool looking climb on it too. So she went up there and climbed on it, and I messed around with my camera for like 10 minutes and finally figured out this composition where you get all these different layers, like I talked about in the blog post. You have this log here, and you have Holden, another log with Ella going up out of the frame, and then another dead tree back here, and horizon, hills, and sky. So it gives it a really nice three-dimensional look, and the kids have fun playing on this log. It's just a matter of me getting in the right position and waiting for the proper expressions to make a good photo, because it's kind of hard to get them both looking at the camera at the same time in a not a too posed and fake way. So that's about it for this lesson. I keep following these video posts. I think I'm gonna get a microphone for my computer so I can continue upping the quality here. And I'll probably post one again in a week or so when I get some more pictures. Like my blog and my videos all are based on whatever I'm doing currently. So it's a matter of me getting out with my camera. So I gotta maybe close up the computer and go out and take some pictures so I can feed the machine some more. Thanks for coming, and I'll talk to you later.